Second part, 7th March 2015. I've been talking about reptilians and little I know about them. And now about Illuminati, I know a little bit more, actually more, how to deal with them. So in some ways they are very similar to reptilians. You have to understand that when you're dealing with the Illuminati, you are dealing with a social structure which was quote unquote forever there, metaphorically speaking, to guard, to run you. So you're not dealing with one human being, you're dealing with the whole group which is connected mentally. They really form one hive mind. Yes, not all of them, but what percentage? Big percentage really does. And those who cannot do it like that, and others, they use synthetic telepathy. They have somehow those devices on mobile phones. Synthetic telepathy, they can read your thoughts, and with this they can direct microwaves and communicate, mobile phone. So this is the scene, and this is the gangstalking scene. This is when they gang up with their extensions. I cynically sometimes call dogs. These are those who serve the Illuminati and the whole system. So, and then that extends to the whole middle class, which is their mind controlled and runs the show, semi-willingly. And, well, this is the structure and how to deal with all those classes of people. So first, next, Illuminati, yes, dominant, yes, psychic, yes, on 45 degrees from my third eye, roughly meter 20 centimeters, he's catching my thoughts, I noticed that. So when there is, let's say, a group of them, 3 or 4, and I'm on other table, it's very, very nice not to think nothing negative, because that they will pick it up. Point one, professional point. When Illuminati must torture you, when you have those 2 days of high radiation, high microwaving and high provocation, and people walking you on a street and motor is running into you when you're crossing the street, that it's okay, but it's a bit stressful, stuff like that. It's important to notice this is when simply Matrix is directing them what they have to do. And when it's peaceful, it's okay to acknowledge another Zustand, another state of things. Now it's peaceful, now it's good to be sabai with them, it's good to be respectful. So that's how it goes. But when they start walking over you energetically or in a conversation, you must hold your ground, otherwise they're just gonna, walk over you, and this is their complete victory. And that's another level when they're bullshitting. They're disinfo talks. Yes, of course, lots of social contact. Yes, and what else to say about them? Well, try to stay away from them. Really, bad company. You can have good moments with them, but generally speaking, they're bad company. And sometimes that metaphysical evil is really away from them, but it's never pleasurable. It's like, especially when you have like a group of 5, 6 French European Illuminati sitting maybe 2 meters away from you, and il a fait signe, lui il a fait signe, like if I took a look, because they've been talking about me, and then what? Now we're gonna start talking. No, they're gonna start playing a game. Like why are you looking at us? How long you be here? Going stupid, not even going into conversation. I exactly know the spin. So now they're like simply checking out. You see, it's like, oh, what a pressure on your whole aura, and comments of you, and now you have to play completely stupid because you don't want to enter the game. You're gonna lose. How can you win against 6 Illuminati? Mathematically impossible. Every single one of them can see my thoughts. I cannot see theirs. So imagine 6 of them. Accumulative effect. Only this table. Conversation. What? Your energy told me everything. It's dominant. And I do not necessarily enjoy it. So this is what happens when you start to be psychic. You start to have to deal with them. And then you have a group which simply doesn't like you. These are quote to quote the Illuminati dogs. Why? Because they're soldiers. These are people on the ground. And these people are tough. They are toughened up. You know, the tongue security, mafia security bouncers, and toughened up police officers who know their business. Every single one of them armed, every single one of them in group. So, what happens when your vibration rises, you start to be faster than other people on the street. They tell you to slow down, but I'm simply faster. And second thing is, no, really. and the second thing is, I'm not bad in my strength, so something is happening with my strength. I can walk long distances. And it just started to speed up, and I noticed they're also very strong, but they're hiding it. And a couple of them told me, slow down. You know, way too noticeable. So, and this is the level, this is Illuminati level, to the extent they're very complicated. You must understand one thing. Illuminati are, in many essence, as a quote-to-quote normal programmable people, but they are far more programmed and structured than normal people through the trauma-based mind controls with different compartments in the brain, which can be triggered by whom? By the reptilian controller, and he has somebody about him. In short, wherever you are, however psychic you are, you never want to piss off specifically that reptile about that reptile, because this is the Ranja, this is the Nagaraja of the area. Okay, this is the guy in the whole province or the whole city. You always must respect, since the moment they took this planet, they are the lords. Love it or hate it. And you know my opinion on the issue, but that's how it is. So, those of you who know. So, now we're moving on. So now we are on those tough guys on the street. They can react in at least two situations. One, when they've been told to react, and that means either a reptile or some Illuminati doesn't like you and they want to rough you up. That means you must avoid night. And if you have to be out during the night, that means you have to know the street. So street is divided in two groups, easy group and a hard group. Easy group, bag snatchers, hookers, pimps. Those guys, they can easily fuck off through the conversation or dogs. A group of dogs attacked me a couple of days ago, and it's been a group of dogs which have been attacking me for a while, because that's what dogs do. And I took a stone and roughened up one. So now they're cooler, you know what I mean? And this is how it goes with the guys. Sometimes they fuck off when they see teasers and so on. So because they're praying for easy prey. And this part of the street is easy to defend yourself from, even without a gun. However, you cannot defend yourself from the mafia. So you must be less visible than the mafia. You know what I mean? You have to avoid their areas where there are, clubs and nightclubs and so on. Just not to maybe walk there during the night so they do not notice you and, you parade there. That's about it. And these guys can rough you up when you just cross their path or something, or you enter in a dispute with some of them, or virtually they're dogs. They have dogs, and dogs attack you. You hit the dog. What's your problem? And on top of that, you're white. So you already have a problem because they don't like whites. So, and it's night, and maybe they didn't roughen up anybody for some time. And guess what? Something happened. What? And if you don't run away, you're fucked. That's how it is. So this is second situation. So you have to know how to run, of course. Yeah, running is very important. That about the street. yeah, I don't know what else to say about all these elements I encountered. Um, yeah, they like to work on a panic. They like to make you afraid so you make mistakes, right? Don't panic. You can repeat yourself as a mantra, although I know that Oprah says a negative affirmation, but I'm telling you, it works for me. Do not panic. Do not panic. Do not panic. What not to do exactly? Panic. How do I do it? Don't do it. How it starts with the fear. Okay, first block fear. First you block fear. When it starts creeping in, you block it. And then you block everything else you don't need. This is when, you know what, fear and worry is okay when you're processing something for yourself, when it's safe. But when shit already hit the fan, then you must cool it down and just observe. You know, just observe. If you don't know what to do it, just cool it down and just observe. And when they make pressure on you, 11:18, when they make pressure on you and when you just observe, then they start observing you, and then you start observing them, how they're observing you, and then the reactions, and then you start playing a game. And I noticed, both for Illuminati and Reptilians, to the extent, then they like actually the way I analyze them, because I like to analyze them as a part of the group, in the circumstances and individual. I always observe a particular individual from some reason I find interesting, then the whole group, then the circumstances, then how they relate in a group. Because I'm incredibly interested in the inner dynamics, how they function as a subculture, as a society, both Illuminati and hybrids and reptiles. And I'm not really into the street subculture because I already know it. so by observance, I'm like anthropologist. I'm anthropologist on a very strange planet. It's human zoo. Humans live in a big cities and then they have to relate. It's interesting how they relate among themselves in the different classes. For example, SUV. If you see in a Phnom Penh BMW, 3 SUV or a Mercedes-Benz, and inside Asian person, do not ever assume that he's gonna stop for you on the road. You must now start to show him where to move, because he's already moving very fast. He is not stopping for you. That goes for quite a number of SUVs. But those SUVs which are driven by women, these SUVs tend to stop because women have far more compassion than men. And that tells you quite a bit. Actually, a majority of people here are actually very good. More I stay in Cambodia, more I really like people, really people of Cambodia. I do. I start to relate to them, and they can be so incredibly helpful. You wouldn't believe it, for everything, simply out of the compassion. And I think this is the part of Asian mentality I actually love the most, because they really have heart. And those little angels are everywhere, when reptiles and Illuminati are fucking you. And thank you guys, whatever race you are, whatever creed you are, who cares? Okay, that's it. Feel free to contact me, to comment. You know that I don't like trolls. I always blew them off. It's okay. It's always a pleasure. And that's it. Bye bye. Regarding human portals, I've been thinking. Malanga clearly said 80% either soulless or not completely integrated souls. So it could be possible with this majority of humans, they're simply not integrated. You know what I mean? Because that conflicts with Raduga's theory and what I can also sense with the people. People do have auras. But some very small, but and some green, but some very nice yellow, and lots of them. Okay, bye bye. More than 20% totally. Stop.